Namaste all of you. I hope you all have completed one chapter in each history, geography and political science. So now let's start the cycle again with second chapter of geography. The second and third chapter which are there in the NCERT, they are there only for periodic assessment. So we will cover up those chapters in summarized way later on. So from exam point of view, we are going to start chapter number 4 of geography, that is named as agriculture. So some of the characteristics of the term agriculture is it comes under primary activity. As you know, there are division of occupations in 3 activities: primary, secondary and tertiary. So agriculture is an example of primary activity. 2/3 of the population of India practices agriculture. Alright, so majority of people in India depend on agriculture. Basically, in simple terms, agriculture is growing crops on a large scale. Now we are going to cover up types of this primary activity or types of farming activities or agriculture. So first that is discussed in NCERT is primitive subsistence. So as the name suggests, primitive means which is practiced in old or ancient times, and in this primitive tools are used, for instance hoe, dhow and digging sticks. Labor comprises family members or people of community. Alright, it is practiced on small patches of land. Production is low. Alright, no fertilizers or other inputs are used. Alright, so these are some of the features of primitive subsistence. You need to learn 4 to 5 features so that you are able to attempt it in 3 marker as well as 5 marker. Now coming, its other name is slash and burn agriculture. So what is done in slash and burn agriculture is people cut the trees and they grow crops on that area of land, and after the soil loses its fertility, they just move to new patches of land. So this leaving land without cultivation for some time helps it to replenish its fertility through natural forces. Alright, this slash and burn agriculture is known by different names in different parts of our country. So in northeastern states it's known by the name jhuming cultivation. Specifically in Manipur it's known by the name Pamlau, and in Chhattisgarh and areas of Andaman and Nicobar it is known by the name Dipa. There are other names given in your NCERT which you should read at least once if you are not able to learn those, but do have a reading of them at least once or twice. Alright, next is intensive subsistence. So intensive here refers to intensive use of labor. Alright, so large amount of labor is used, large quantity of irrigation and biochemical inputs are used, and hence production is also larger in quantity. Then we have commercial farming. In this again, very high input doses of high yielding variety seeds, fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides are used. Production is high. Now there is one example of rice, which is commercial crop in states of Haryana and Punjab, but it is considered as subsistence crop in Bihar. Alright, so this is one rare example which comes under both the categories. Plantation cultivation or plantation agriculture is a subtype of commercial farming. So in plantation, a single crop is grown on a large area. More or less its features are same as that of commercial farming, that is very high inputs are used, it's capital intensive. So the high demand for labor is accomplished through migration of people from different areas. Raw material, in this the production of the crop is basically used as raw material for various industries. Some of the examples of plantation crops are tea is a plantation crop in Assam, coffee is plantation crop in Karnataka, banana is plantation crop in southern states of India, and bamboo is plantation crop in northeastern part of our country. Now another very important topic from exam point of view is classification of crops in 3 categories: Rabi crops, Kharif crops and Zaid crops. You need to learn all these features. So let's start with Rabi crops. It's sown in the months of October to December. So in winter months you can say it's sown. Harvesting is done in the months of April to June. Some of the examples of crops are wheat, barley, peas, gram and mustard. These 5 examples are given in your NCERT, so learn all of these examples. As you know, it can come up in MCQs that which of the following is not a rabi crop. So in that case, you need to learn all of the 5. So the demand for precipitation or rainfall is accomplished in winter months through western temperate cyclones. All right, these crops have enlarged production during the green revolution. Now coming on to kharif crops, it's sown during the onset of monsoon. So onset of monsoon can be considered during the month of July. Harvesting is done during September to October. Major examples are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, tur or arhar, moong, urad, cotton, jute, groundnut, soybean. Alright. Now one important 1 mark question that is covered up in NCERT is in states of Assam, West Bengal and Odisha, 3 crops of paddy are grown in 1 year. Alright. And they are known by the name Os, Aman and Boro. Do remember. The question can come up in the form what do you mean by Os, Aman and Boro? Or Os, Aman and Boro are examples of, then there will be 4 options. So you should know it's related to paddy. Third is Zaid crops. They are grown in summer season between Rabi and Kharif crops. Examples are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables and fodder crops. Fodder crops are those which are grown for animals. And one more thing that is covered up in this topic is sugarcane is annual crop, that is it requires 1 year to grow. Alright, make a note of all these topics in your fair notebook and do send your homework on WhatsApp number positively by tomorrow. Thank you.